Today I'm going to show you how I repair this exhaust ceiling with plasterboard. I'm not a professional, but every time I have time to do some DIY in our house, I do it because I love to do some DIY and little construction. So let's jump to the video. How did I repair this exhaust ceiling with plasterboard to end up looking like this? I started by removing the filters, the lights, then the screws that fix the exhaust to the wall, and finally putting the exhaust away to work on the ceiling and wall without obstructions. For this project, I had to buy the metal frames for support, some screws suitable for plasterboard. I chose the 25mm and some tape. So the goal was to make this frame to fix the new plasterboard to the concrete wall and the rest of the plasterboard structure. As you see, the wall has multiple corners, and making the support in one piece will reinforce the structure. This is how it came out. I screwed the frame around the concrete wall and the plasterboard structure. Next, I'm going to measure the plasterboard, cut it with all the corners in one piece. I used an utility knife and a metal ruler to measure and cut the plasterboard. This was my first time working with plasterboard, and I found it very easy to work with. The frames, however, once I didn't have the right scissors to cut it, was a little bit harder to cut it with a plier. This is the moment of truth. Let's see if it fits at first. Yes, it does. The screwing process was a little bit harder. I tried at first with my electric screwdriver, but didn't have enough power. Then I tried the drill, and I had to use with caution because it was very easy to overkill the screwing. This is the result after all the screws in place, ready to use the plaster and the tape. Another thing that I never used before. To apply the plaster, I used two spatulas. To apply the tape, first I used some plaster to close the gap between plasterboards and then applied the tape on top, followed of more plaster on top. The tape has marks along in the middle to make corners easier, and the material is like paper, very easy to cut it with your own hands. For this job, I have done 3 coats of plaster, letting the coats dry in between. The tape I had to use it to mask the PVC with the plasterboard that the contractor installed before, and then use more tape to make the corners. To speed the dry process, I used the air dryer, very useful for the plaster and the paint. The plaster is very easy to do. The plaster comes in a powder bag and you just need to add the water accordingly, following the instructions of the bag. This is the result after 2 coats, and this is the result after 3 coats, before sanding the excess material. After sanding, the plasterboard was ready to receive this beautiful dark grey color. I chose this color to turn the wall into a feature wall, to add some personality to the kitchen and match it to the rest of the apartment theme. For this part I used a simple tray, a small paint roller and some brushes. I forgot to buy paint tape and decided to risk it and paint without it. I started by painting the corners with a small brush and then used the roll, and the result came out great. Let me know what you think about this small project that I decided to do in our house, and if you would like to see more videos like this or not. Because if you do, I'll keep doing them because I really enjoy DIY and little construction projects like this one. This final part was the hardest one for me. The exhaust is very heavy and bulky, and installing it alone was very challenging. But I managed to do it with a little help of my hat and back. After small tweaks and adjustments, this is the final result of this fun little project. I hope you enjoy watching and learn something. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.